I think on the BI process, AI is going to help a lot. In finance, how can I use AI?
Andre, why is AI uniquely positioned to address the financial challenges right now?
Here, an example of a tool that reads the receipt, but also audits.
What is the current AI landscape and what's available today?
There is a list of 500 tools behind that. Okay, if I am a finance manager and I want to analyze my sales, can you build a visual dashboard for me? Then I get some graphs, and that's why there are tools like Zebra AI that are specialized in doing something really well.
Before I can even finish talking, we already have a dashboard of.
So this is a me face. I'm David Fortin. I'm a chartered professional accountant, and I'm your even host today. I'm not only an accountant, I know a little bit about AI, just a little bit, okay? I make videos on AI every day of my life. I'm also a Microsoft MVP, and I have many, many other hats. Of course, I do the social media manager for Zebra BI. You can maybe see my face on Zebra AI YouTube channel and a lot on the LinkedIn channel. And we have a packed program today, okay? The agenda for today is first, we're going to talk about AI, of course, right? And the transformative role in the finance sphere. We are Zebra AI. We do finance. We do the best charts out there. And today we're going to talk about this role in finance. We're then going to have a look at the current AI landscape in the finance world, of course. And then we know that you have some questions, some challenges that AI might address you. Is my data secure? How does it work? Am I good with that? How much does it cost? All of that, And then we're going to talk as well of the future of AI in finance, because when we see those presentations, we never know the use cases and where this is going. And, this is such a buzzword right now. So we'll try to make this really clear. And we have a really, really huge roster right now to show you guys. All right, so here we go. I'm going to show you the event speakers. I'm going to introduce the people to you that are going to talk. We have so many experts on the line. This is incredible. So in a second, I will introduce every one of them. But first, let me show you the total roster. So we have Andre Lapin, the CEO and founder of Zebra BI. He's also a Microsoft MVP alumni, and he has 25 years of experience in business intelligence and software development. He is just the man of the topic. We also have Nicolas coming in. If you don't know Nicolas is everywhere on LinkedIn. He talks AI in finance. He's just amazing. He has founded the AI Finance Club, which is a really nice community where he shares insights about AI, and he will tell you more about it. Nicolas is just amazing. And you know what? He speaks French like me. So that's insane. And then we have Benjamin. We have the expert in the room, the AI team lead here at Zebra BI that knows way more in business intelligence than I do. So let's get going. Let's welcome our people on the stage right here. So let's get going. Let me stop sharing my screen. Here we go. So we have Andre. I have a first question for Andre right here. And Andre, I would like to know, why is AI uniquely positioned to address the financial challenges right now?
Thanks, David, and hi to everyone out there in the world. Well, that's a great question. And why is AI uniquely positioned exactly like in finance and business intelligence? A lot of reasons, and we will uncover them all, I guess, in today's webinar. The short answer would be massive compute power, advanced pattern recognition that AI brings. Some people call it reasoning, including myself. And I would say, for me, also a very interesting part, it can act as an agent. So it's not just a tool, right? It can actually act as an agent that we can interact with and so on. And I think this is a totally transformative idea. And much more in terms of course, it can boost the effectiveness, productivity, save you costs and so on. But it's I think positioning here, it's a totally transformative technology that will change not just the tools and so on, but it will change the roles of people. It will change the processes, right? So let me share a couple of slides actually to illustrate my point. With my 25 years of experience in BI, first as a consultant, I've been a BI consultant until 2014, and then transitioned basically to developing software. So I've been in both roles, like as a consultant, implementing BI solutions in finance and in other business processes, and then later on, basically as a vendor of a BI tool. I have seen a lot of like buzzwords and promises of the industry over those 25 years, basically since the 90s. The buzzwords changed from year to year, but it's more or less the same promises over and over again, like self-service AI, data democratization, actionable insights, gaining competitive advantage on the data analytics, being data-driven in making decisions and so on. So all these promises have been around for 20, 30 years, right? And all the vendors in BI industry, they basically change the buzzwords from year to year. But the BI, I think, did not deliver entirely, right? Partially, for sure, right? But still, even today, with the latest and greatest tools like Power BI and Zebra BI and other BI tools, I think we are still far from that. Right now, AI, I believe, is actually the technology that might and I guess will finally change this. We will get to data democratization, actionable insights in real time, and so on, with the help of AI. I think the AI will actually accelerate all this, and we will see those benefits that the industry has been basically promising us, right, in the latest few decades. And now, just let's illustrate this. I mean, today, what I believe is the problem and why AI will solve this. Even today, with the best tools in the market, basically you still need to build more or less the whole BI infrastructure in order to get to data-driven decision making, right? So basically, you start with some data sources. With some data sources, and then you need to do a lot of steps in order to come down to certain insights, right? And those steps, I mean, there are levels and levels and levels to those steps, like with ETL, transform data, move it around to data lakes, data warehouses, and so on, probably a couple of times in order to clean, translate, load everything, merge together, and so on, clean up the data, and so on. Then you need to go to data modeling, right? So again, have some sort of build some semantic model, and so on. Make sure that the model will support all the questions that business people will have, and so on. And then even with the best tools in the market, of course, you need to gain a lot of knowledge. Like you need to know a couple of languages like SQL and DAX, perhaps, and so on. Like, then once you're done there, you have a data model, right? This is still not, you still didn't get to your insights, right? So you need to start, planning your dashboards, reports, understanding the structure, what people actually need, collect the requirements, and so on, structure everything, right? Then you need to move into data visualization. Okay, what type of charts will I use, or tables, and so on. And then finally, you can present some dashboards, right? And even this is not enough, right? Then you need some data storytelling, skills, maybe, organized commentary, and so on, to make sure that you add context to the data being presented. So this is the traditional way of doing it, and this is still how people are doing it today, especially in bigger organizations. And if you're a smaller organization, like a startup company or so on, you don't have this. You don't have the people, right? I mean, this typically this may take anywhere from 1 month to 12 months to set up, right? and then maintain and so on, right? And if you're come from a smaller business, you don't have the tools, you don't have the money, you don't have the BI consultants and experts with all of those skills like M language, DAX language, SQL, building star schemas, data warehousing knowledge, and so on. And then, the business knowledge, right? What is actually needing all the KPIs, metrics, from finance, from your business, from operations, and so on. And then like data visualization skills and so on. So, right, this is what that's a challenge, right? I would just call this now the old way. And with AI, I believe AI can actually cut through all those levels, right? That's why I believe AI is so transformative here, because it actually can cut through all the levels here, including ETL, including data modeling, including the planning of dashboards, data visualization, and so on. I believe this is a technology that can just cut through this and basically will help people get from data to insights much faster, right? Basically, we have some early proof already today, even with our Zebra AI. We cut it down to 15 seconds, right, to build like initial data dashboards with insights and commented insights and so on in 15 seconds. And I believe this is just a start of a journey where AI will transform this, right? So basically, just like a summary here, like the proof for me is for sure massive processing power, like far beyond human capacity, right? Advanced pattern recognition with LLMs and so on. So definitely this is already reasoning. And especially the move from tools to agents, where basically you don't have a tool that you need to control with every step and so on, but it's basically an agent. It's your friend, it's your partner that you work with, right? That has massive consequences. And of course, all this just leads to massive efficiency and cost reduction in everything we do in as a support in decision making in finance, right? And ultimately, this will improve also the accessibility, which is maybe the human factor here, right? Because we don't need to use all those tools and formulas and so on. We actually talk to AI, right? Literally talk to it, right, in natural language. And so this is basically the ultimately the most intuitive user experience possible, basically in human-computer interaction. So I think the promise is great. And let's see, can we deliver it? Nicolas, what do you feel? You have more experience from the market.
Yeah, hi everybody. Thank you, Andre, for this. I'm curious if everybody also want to know some use cases, because like we said, like I think on the BI process, what you showed, yeah, AI is going to help a lot. And a lot of people are asking me, okay, in finance, how can I use AI? And that's why today I wanted to share that to complement what you just said, where it was the focus on business intelligence and reports. I actually found 3 ways and 3 examples, because you have it at the personal level. So each individual will use AI, and already like a lot of us already use it, so more for productivity. Then the second one is more for small teams. And then the third one is AI, but not with generative AI, more AI for forecasting. So let me show you quickly what I mean by that. And I've prepared something really fast of some use cases for AI. The first one, like I explained, you can use AI to improve your productivity. You can see on the right side that you can generate any text, you can do some research, you can prepare your emails, you can also explain concepts that are really hard to the other departments. And like this also improve your impact as a finance person. The second part of productivity is to be better at all of the tools you are using right now. I was discussing today with somebody who is telling me that AI is changing the way they work because now they make their Excel file much faster, but also they are able to do formulas to generate graphs that they never thought about doing in Excel. And it makes just each of us much more productive, but also adding more value. So that is like on the first use case, more productivity. The second use case, let me tell you like a story when like 8 years ago when I took over a job as a finance manager, I had 3 people who left my team. And out of that, there were 2 that were processing all of the receipts. And we were like just letting the receipt on the side because nobody wanted to do that. And all of us, we had to block ourselves during 1 week to do all of the receipts. And since then, I hate receipts. But now with AI, you can actually let the machine do that for you. And that's here an example of a tool that reads the receipt, but also audits. Because I can tell you when I was doing the receipt, I didn't check if the establishment was somewhere in China, a gentleman club. I just like, okay, it's just a restaurant bill. I will validate the amount. And now the AI can do that because it understands the language and also understand the rules. So you can process all of this much faster. And the last one, we think about AI a lot of time now about generative AI and ChatGPT. But let's not forget that AI existed before. And for us in finance, there is a big promise of doing AI with forecasting. And what you only need now is 2 things. You need your historical data. So here is an example of the Prophet algorithm, where you have one set of data with just the dates in one column and just the value in the second one. And then you need just to ask a tool like ChatGPT to write the code for you. And then what do you get? This forecasting, where on the left side, you have the actuals where you see the seasonality. And on the right side, you have the forecast done for you. And it was just like a mini piece of code that is written by ChatGPT, and I use it and I never learn how to code. But I am able to do forecasting with AI thanks to the technology that is available right now.
All right, thank you, Nicolas. Yeah, I was an auditor as well. I was never looking at the establishment on the receipt, so that section use case is straight fire for auditors. All right, so I would like us to jump into the current AI landscape. So, Andre, this question is for you. I'd like to know what is the current AI landscape and what's available today. If you could quickly have a word on that.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I mean, the landscape is very colorful for sure. I would break it down maybe into 3 major categories. Number one, for sure, you know, the big players, the most bold ones actually that want to achieve the AGI, right? So basically, generative artificial intelligence. Of course, the leading one being OpenAI. Everybody knows ChatGPT and so on. And their goal is really to achieve generative AI. So basically AI models that will be far smarter than any human and so on. So that's one big category. Of course, also those tools, those models themselves are being improved all the time, and I could say exponentially probably. And of course, they also have the ability to do tasks, as Nicolas has shown in finance and in data analytics and so on. However, they are not specified and they are really generative. It's not their goal, to build specific niche applications or something like that, right? But that's number one. Number two is, I would say, what I would call more like augmented AI. So basically, this is quite a large portion of the market, including Microsoft, SAP, or even tools like Canva and so on. So basically, all the players, everybody is doing that, even Tableau and so on, right? Basically, existing tools for a specific purpose that, of course, want to augment their existing offering with AI, and this typically falls in some sort of augmenting shape, like, and they even call it like Microsoft Copilot, right? So basically trying to help you with the existing tools, right? So yeah, all the major players in business intelligence are doing that, like SAP, Microsoft, Tableau, and so on, right? And then there's the third category, which is the most vibrant one, which are mostly like completely new like startups, new tools, new endeavors that have in many cases like bolder propositions, and I actually going for, just starting from scratch and going for basically the full automation, really trying to build agents specialized for a certain task, and basically position AI as their core proposition of the whole product. Like, for example, Zebra AI is really what that falls into this category. Yeah, and there are many players in each category. But again, I would actually refer to Nicolas here, because I believe he has even a better view on the market than me, right? Nicolas, maybe you can give some examples if you agree with this categorization.
Yes, I'm back. I thought in my microphone. So yes, and I did the work with my team where we reviewed a lot of AI tools. I spoke with a lot of founders, and when you look at this landscape. Like, this is crazy. This is just what I selected. This is not like there is a list of 500 tools behind that, and I selected these tools because, one, I talked with the people. Second, I went and either tested them or watched demo to make sure that there are serious companies behind and their people, their clients are using it. And what you see in all of this is there is not one tool that is across all of the processes. There are some tools inside accounting for accounting automation, some in receivables, some payables, some even for audit. You have then tools for FP&A. You have even tools for startup, for investment. You have tools for productivity. And in each of them, there are categories. And what we don't have right now, we don't have one tool that takes the process of starting with numbers and to finish with what we give to the management. And this is normal because AI is not there yet. And also our finance processes are much more complex than that. But let me go further. Let me actually give you, based on also all of these tools, what you can do if you are a finance manager. And the first approach is, let's imagine you have a smaller team. So you're part of a small company. Well, you should start first by using all of the tools that are already available, like ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude, or Gemini. You should really use that now, because it will help your team also have their foot inside AI and start increasing your productivity. The second one, if you don't have your process of payables, so procure to pay, if you don't have it yet digitalized, you need to do it now for sure. And AI is going to make it even better than before. So start doing that. And the third one, you can already use AI to automate some of your processes by doing some coding. An example is, imagine you have 100 files. Well, you can use Python to code it by AI to generate only one file. Then we have bigger teams, bigger companies, where actually these companies, they can look at this AI tool landscape and choose some companies where inside you have enough transactions that you could take one tool. Because if, for example, revenue recognition is really complex for you, then go ahead and take one of the tools there to use AI. Same if you need help for receivables. So first, look at AI native tools for one category. Then second, what I explained before, start using machine learning. And then the third one, in your processes, start to add as well the NLP and OCR technology to improve your processes. And then the last one for bigger companies, just as an inspiration, but bigger companies, are working on training and fine-tuning their own LLM by using the RAG technique, which means that they will augment the LLM by adding their own documents on top. They will also create their own forecasting models, because the one I used before was an open algorithm. And then the third one, you will see more and more chatbot services in big companies to replace the service desk of all of the departments to answer all of the questions.
Yeah, sorry, I was locked in, Nicolas. I was like, oh, I need to take care of the webinar. I was listening to everything. That's so interesting. So, yeah, Nicolas, what about talking about a little bit ChatGPT or Copilot strengths? Do you have more to add to that, or do we go straight up to the demonstration of Benjamin has to do for us?
No, so what we wanted is to show everybody for finance, if you want to do financial analysis, like what are the tools available there? Because actually we spend much more our time like doing a lot of Excel work, a lot of analysis, and there are a lot of different tools you can use that have AI behind, but which one should you use? And also based on which use case, should you use ChatGPT or Copilot or even Zebra AI? And so we did the exercise with Benjamin to take the same data set. So let me show you the data set. It's actually a famous data set. It's like the superstore. Like everybody who is into data knows that. So this data set is basically you have first the order ID. So it's a sales of a store. Then you have where is the customer from. Then you have the product information inside. And then you have the sales. So I went into ChatGPT and prompted to ask, okay, if I am a finance manager and I want to analyze my sales, can you build a visual dashboard for me? And so because I have a paid version of ChatGPT, I can upload my data inside. I can ask ChatGPT to help me to do the dashboard. So it's a bit accelerated just to not lose too much time for everybody. But what I get first is some simple, I would say like pivoting. Then I get some graphs showing me the sales by category, the sales by region, the sales by customer and segment. And then some comments. So you could see it's like if I would give a trainee who never did finance in their life, I will get this type of work. Then if I ask more specific question, I start to get something a bit more complex. So for example, here, I want to have the waterfall chart of sales over 2018. So because I know what I want, I get a good result. But if you don't know what you want, you will not get something good from ChatGPT. You really need to know how to prompt. You need to have a bit of experience. And this is really why ChatGPT alone is not enough, and ChatGPT alone will not replace you, like a lot of people think. Then we did the same exercise with Copilot. So again, same file. With Copilot. So again, the same file, and now I stay inside Excel. So that's the big advantage. I don't have to move to another tool. So I click up right to the Copilot button, and it gives me some possibilities. But one possibility that I want is the show data insights. So I click on it, and I would say the magic is happening, but it's more like just that analyses are happening. And here you can see that I can add to a new sheet. So I get my first graph. Okay, and you can compare with what I have with ChatGPT. Sales order by date is not yet that good. But what I can do is I can ask other insights. And then at the end, I can add all of the insights in one dashboard. And so that's the quality of dashboard you can get with Copilot in a few minutes. But if a lot of you have experience with Excel and financial analysis, you know it's not enough yet, because I guess your expectations are higher. And you can also ask a bit the same question that I asked with ChatGPT. And again, it will do for me the analysis, but the graph is not really good. Like compared to what I got from ChatGPT, like this is not that good. So big advantage, you are in Excel, you are you don't give your data outside. So if your organization has Copilot, that's good. But if you are already an Excel pro, I think you will be a bit frustrated with those functions. And that's why there are tools like Zebra AI that are specialized in doing something really well. And I think the best is that Benjamin showed it to you because he built it with his team. And I think it's important that you see what he has to show you.
Thanks so much, Nicolas. Hello, everyone, from my side as well. I hope you see my screen. What I'm going to do for you right now is a live demo of Zebra AI. So this is the tool that we've built at Zebra BI. And what we really try to do is take the full advantage that generative AI can offer us. So what I'm going to show you real quick now is the same data set that Nicolas just described in his two examples. I'm just going to upload it or connect it directly to Zebra AI. So I'm just going to drag it in. And, the magic started happening immediately. I don't need to use so much brain power to think about all the questions. Actually, the AI agents in the background will perform many of the tasks in sequence. So from data cleaning to modeling to understanding the different columns and the relationships between them, to the analysis, investigating different segments of the data, searching for patterns, and then finally also planning the dashboard to be visualized. And before I can even finish talking, we already have a dashboard of visuals complete with headlines, titles for each visual. As you can see, there was automatically Zebra AI built a comparison to previous year, so we can immediately see the charts. The charts are very flexible and customizable for those who are familiar with Zebra BI. You can just click one button to change it, zoom in, switch the labels, to see the relative or absolute values. You can change many of the settings immediately. You can drag them around. You can minimize them to show less of the information or more. Also, they're interactive. So if I click on one segment here, I can immediately filter all the rest of the charts to visualize what's happening in the different segments. So highly interactive, customizable, and on top of that, you can even apply some custom branding, right? Change all the colors as you wish. And then at the bottom, we have a simple interface similar to ChatGPT. But before that, there's also a summary and the advice in terms of what might be interesting to investigate further. So let's say in this case, I want to ask a question about why some particular segment has been doing well, right? So I might write a question myself or just click on the suggestion that was automatically generated by AI to investigate further, and it will do this automatically, right? So it will go through the same flow once more. It will analyze to try to understand the question, draw additional charts if it makes sense to do so, and then summarize the findings with text as well. So here it automatically filtered the new charts by home office in 2018 because this was the question related to it, and it will give you the results in text as well as in the charts. For each chart, you can also investigate the numbers and the AI context that was used in the background to generate it. You can see the filters, the aggregations, and the groupings. So all the data operations that were performed in the background, so you can verify that the numbers are in fact correct, right? And once you're done building your data story, you can easily share it with your colleagues, the stakeholders. Just click a link, copy it, send it to them. They can view it. They can even edit them and continue collaborating on the story. You can also export them with one click to different formats such as Excel and PowerPoint to see the same charts as well as their values, right? The data alongside the charts, and continue preparing different reports or presentations. So we can just check this one real quick. If I open Excel, so it will pop up in a second. Okay. My other monitor. right? I can see all the numbers and the sheets and continue from there. So if I just continue on, just do a quick recap, right? Zebra AI, it's a tool that builds advanced interactive dashboards in seconds. You can ask questions like key driver questions without needing to put too much effort into them, without requiring too much BI expertise. Zebra AI is specialized for business use cases. So currently sales finance mostly, right? But we are planning to improve the use cases for also like HR, marketing data, social media data, manufacturing, and so on. It uses best practice visualization. So for those who know about Zebra BI, follows international business communication standards. So strict standards on how you should be reporting your insights to the different stakeholders so that they are actionable. They can make business decisions faster. The visuals are highly customizable, flexible, and interactive. And in the background, we do a lot of automatic intelligent data understanding and modeling. So Zebra AI does this automatically for you to give you the best visuals possible from your data. Obviously, Zebra AI is not perfect, far from it. Otherwise we would basically be at the point of singularity, but it has its limitations. So some of them I can quickly comment on. The visualization options. So this is a specialized tool used for business insights. So therefore, some visuals, right, like map visuals, pie charts, scatter plots are not currently supported, but we might do something about this in the future. In terms of custom calculations, they're also not supported, so they must be pre-encoded in the model, pre-prepared, in order for Zebra AI to be able to work with them, apart from the ones that it builds automatically based on the automated time intelligence. In terms of scalability, we do currently support data sets with up to 25 columns and about 1 million rows. So quite useful for many use cases, but some companies have even bigger data warehouses with hundreds of columns. And we are currently exploring these challenges. So Zebra AI might not be able to handle such huge data sets at the moment. In terms of data format for Excel files, if you're uploading Excel files, there are some requirements how your data should be structured in order for it to work with Zebra AI well. And then in terms of data connectors, we support Excel and CSV files, as well as connection to Power BI data sets. And this is the extent of data connections in the current version, right? So with that, I will give my word back to David, actually.
Yes, thank you, Benjamin. When I first saw Zebra AI a few months ago, it was very recent, guys. I'm brand new at Zebra. I help them with the marketing and stuff. But I tried Zebra BI AI, and I was like, Andrew, you have a gold mine in your hands. Like, Andrew, the team, like seriously. And I'm saying that like I'm not biased at all. I just have a shirt, but I'm not biased at all. Jumping on that, yeah, go ahead, Andrew. You want to add something?
Just preparing myself,
All right, good. Yeah, jumping
if
on
you
that, I
want me to
wanted to
comment,
know.
so no worries.
Yeah, we have a few questions, so I wanted to know, like, I know like it's time that now we talk about the fear and challenges every time I give trainings or webinars. Questions about confidentiality are pretty much the hot topic, and we have a question here. I'm going to try to pop it on the screen. I would like to hear you guys about it. Oh, there you go. Also, that's how it pops. So we have Obaid saying, how do you ensure data remains protected inside the organization? IT departments in companies with sensitive data are very picky on allowing a BI tool. So I'm just gonna try to, there we go, stop share. Okay, so I'm just gonna put the question on the screen again, and I don't know who wants to pick it up, Andre or Nicholas maybe, or even Benjamin. You guys choose.
If it's for Zebra AI, I guess, Benjamin, you can go ahead, right? And also you can add the Power BI connectivity as well, because that's also one part of it, and includes row level security and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, exactly. So I have some slides prepared in this section, so I guess I can just start with that maybe.
Yeah, sure.
So there's two. Let me actually share my slides again. So just really quickly. I knew this was going to come up. So in terms of security and privacy, obviously, this is one of the biggest fears and challenges, I guess you could say. And I will address it now for Zebra AI. So the QR code or the link that you see in the bottom right has many of the details written down in terms of the different policies that we have in terms of security and privacy. But I'll do a quick recap right now in terms of Zebra AI, short 5-minute recap of the security. So first of all, the data that you upload or connect to Zebra AI is not retained. We do not keep it. We only store it temporarily for the duration of the session, so we are able to perform the analysis and give you the insights. So as soon as you close your session, you log out, you close the tab, it will be permanently deleted from our servers because we do not even offer the capacities to store. We do not offer, data storage capacity. In terms of AI model training, there is nothing really happening in the background because we do not retain any data. We do not train any AI models at all. So there is no fears in terms of that. Any weights getting updated from your data or anything like that. In terms of data encryption, we encrypt your data with in transit as well as address security at each step of our pipeline, the whole architecture basically, which is hosted on Microsoft Azure, the servers, which are encrypted with top of the line security. In terms of doing, performing AI calls, we do actually perform LLM API calls to third-party services such as OpenAI, but they do have a strict privacy and security policy, and we only send out aggregated data slices and results to get nicely formatted outputs which we can present to the user. So we never really send like the whole data, just the minimal slices that are needed to get the outputs. We're also exploring currently how some companies, enterprises are even more strict regarding security and these BI tools, just like the question pointed out, right? Exploring completely on-premise solution of Zebra AI. So currently the main challenge is the reasoning abilities of the open source solutions out there, but also we're exploring some alternative ways of enabling companies to host Zebra AI with their own connection to secure AI models, right? And then for Power BI, we are respecting row-level security restrictions. So users who will try to access Zebra AI and get the data, try to view it, analyze it, create stories, will only see the data that they are entitled to seeing. And then maybe I can jump quickly onto the second challenge or fear, I guess, in this space, which is reliability and trust. So we all know that AI models hallucinate because they are inherently probabilistic. So they can predict the next token non-deterministically, and they can make mistakes or hallucinations because of this. But this is actually generally a very good property because it's what makes them special. It's what makes them creative and useful for many use cases, except that for the data analysis use case, we really don't want this property, right? Because we don't want AI, which is hallucinating, to be making any business decisions for us and making mistakes in critical calculations. So how do we go about handling this? A very, at this point, a well-known method, I would say, is function calling or agents with tool usage. So I'll just quickly demonstrate what this means for those who are not familiar. If I asked ChatGPT a year ago to multiply these two numbers, it would give me a result. This result is actually wrong. You can check it yourselves. And why does it do that? Because the ChatGPT large language model, the neural network itself, does not have any dedicated module to simple arithmetic. What it's doing is basically guessing token by token, so each digit by digit of what the result might be, and therefore it will produce usually a good guesstimate, but usually it's going to be wrong. So if you ask ChatGPT to do something similar today, it's much smarter now. It will use Python as a calculator to write a program to do this multiplication, and the result, which is deterministic, which it gets by executing the program, is correct. And it can do this copy pasting of the inputs very reliably and the outputs, so it is much more reliable. So just scaling this idea into even bigger, even more extensively, what we can do is basically use AI to write various different data analysis programs, which we can then execute over the data that we provided. But with great power actually comes great uncertainty, I guess you could say, because while there's so many ways that you can answer one simple question with a program, there's basically infinite ways, so it can get them so many ways wrong. So what you would want to do is pre-validate some of the most common analysis, like variance analysis or data slices, so aggregations and groupings and so on, filtering into functions, so some sort of tools which agents would then be able to use and get reliable results from. So this is quite a powerful concept. Next one is a sequence of specialized agents, where agents can communicate with each other. Each one has a specialized task that it can perform very well, and their knowledge is then used to build a comprehensive model of the data and understanding of the data and what to do with it. In terms of retrieval augmented generation, so RAG, this is a popular technology that can also be leveraged here, specifically for retrieving, let's say, passages from unstructured data to use to enhance some insights. And we can also use source referencing to basically be able to tell the user where the content comes from exactly. So really what's key to ensure trust and reliability is transparency and reproducibility of every decision that AI makes. And not only transparency and reproducibility, but also going further in terms of explainability, meaning that all of the reasoning process behind the decisions it's making is also clear and evident to the user. So this is really what we're striving for, and what we're trying to basically solve with Zebra AI as well.
Thank you, Benjamin. Really insightful. And again, I would like to hear a little bit, Nicolas. Nicolas is a lot in the AI space. He hears a lot about a lot of people, from the LinkedIn and your audience. You have a few words on like what's the current fear of and challenges of AI in finance right now in businesses and stuff like that.
Yeah, so what is really interesting is that it seems that data security was never a problem before. And I think AI kind of reminded us that we need to pay attention to it, because it seems so intelligent. It's also like we know that because it's so intelligent, we are actually giving more data because we want more output. And what I want to remind to everybody is that it's not new. And it's really good that we are now aware again that it's really important. But yeah, data security is not a new topic, because if you think like 15, 20 years ago, when the cloud arrived, everybody also was asking like, should I use this? But now, like, it's a no-brainer for most of the companies to use AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, or any other SaaS tools, where behind, like, you give your data and you just think that everything is secure. And let me tell you like a small story. I was working for Thales. Thales is a French European corporation focusing on defense and aerospace. And each time we wanted to implement BI tools, it was like, no. You have to keep your data on site, on premises, because the government of France, the Ministry of Defense of Germany, the police, the Ministry of Defense of Australia, all of them, they don't want that your data are in the US or in China or somewhere where it could be compromised. And why? Because the business line where I was working was, for example, doing a project for the missiles, so the rockets that you have in the nuclear U-boat submarine of France. And everybody working for this, they had to be in a metal cage where, like, the computer, when you work on it, stay in this metal cage. And even during COVID, nobody could work from home. They had to go inside, like this metal cage, like where you could not, like, if somebody wants to attack, no. So you can imagine that even though, like, those companies says that, yeah, everything is secure, the government of France doesn't want that your data are saved in the US. And that's why I recommend to everybody, it's really good that you are now again sensitive about that, but don't stay in the case of being just, I would say, too conservative about it. Just don't say, I don't know, so I don't do it. No, okay, you don't know, but you know you should pay attention. So now go to the next step, educate yourself, and it's as easy as going to the website of all of these tools, because everybody is looking at them. Everybody is looking at what they do. And it's documented really clearly. If you have done, like, if you went to school, you can understand what they do. So do that. And I guess everybody here is working in finance and maybe not in IT, but do the work to understand it yourself and then bring that back to your IT specialist. But, like, do your own understanding, and then after you will have much more chance to get those tools validated by your IT team.
Yeah, maybe I can add. I mean, that was a great point, right? I mean, we and of course we are in constant discussions with our clients regarding security and so on. That's obviously very important and on first place. And I'll just maybe make one more point on what Nicolas is saying, right? I mean, the AI will definitely is a huge opportunity to gain, strategic advantage, right? If you can use those tools. And of course, there are different situations. It's a different situation in, I don't know, probably in a bank or insurance companies or governmental agencies and so on. But if you're a company that already uses Power BI in the cloud, Power BI service, that's the same security. That's the same thing, right? I mean, also like tools like even Zebra AI, right? We can guarantee it will be on a cluster, European cluster, exact same cluster, right? So basically on Azure and so on, right? So there should be, and then people are actually, using Power BI in the cloud, downloading Excel files, sending those files via email, which again is, it's somewhere in the cloud, right? And then we cannot use this and that AI service, which is, in the cloud and probably has much better security than many of the steps that you are using today, or, your people in your organizations are using today. So I think, be careful, and of course, you need to make sure that you use safe services and so on. But then whoever will move first and will use AI tools, it's a really big chance to gain competitive advantage over other players, because these are very powerful agents that will help transform your businesses and processes, making you more efficient and so on. And it's like that there's some sort of trade-off and some sort of I would say healthy reasoning about it and getting educated what it really means.
Yeah, thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you, Nicolas. Very clear on the security of chat and Copilot, and also on your side, Andrea, with Zebra. Nicolas, I'd like to that we get into the last piece of this presentation right here. By the way, thank you so much, everyone, for showing up. It's amazing. We have a lot of people in here. Nicolas, I would like to know, how do you see AI? It's a big question, okay? So be concise. No, I'm kidding. But like, how do you see the future of AI in finance? And then we can maybe jump with ZAI with Benjamin and Andre.
Yeah. So really important is that if you think about Excel 39 years ago, and if you thought, oh, I will not use this, like this is just a fade, I think AI is exactly the same. Like it's now going to be everywhere. Like Excel and spreadsheets are everywhere, and you will have tools like Zebra AI that are really good in one category, and where it just makes sense to use that if you have a lot of reporting, if you don't want to do everything manually, and where you know that the quality is going to be better to use this tool rather than to do it by yourself. And then there will be also the incumbents. So all of the ERPs like SAP, where they will slowly add AI layers on top. And so the users will not really notice that they are using AI, but they are slowly using it. For example, if you want today to do SAP transactions, you have to click on thousands of buttons, enter 1,000 fields to get your report. Tomorrow, you will just ask the report saying like, oh, I want the overdues over the last 3 months, and then you will get it. Because as a user, we want that. But it will take more time to get AI there. And the third part, and I think is going to be in 25, the biggest revolution, is those AI agents. And that's the buzzword, yes. But behind every buzzword, there is a reality. And now you see that what we had as automation in the past with like finance transformation, digitalization, where there was a lot of promises, AI is kind of reviving this and also allowing it to happen, because you need much less consultant to automate. You can just say what you want with your own words. That's the first one. Second, everything is becoming cheap in terms of software. And third, as well, you don't need to have only rule-based. It's not only to be a formula where, oh, if A, then B. No, like AI will understand behind what is the purpose, and will, based on this, will apply the rule. So those agents are going to come and help us. And at the end, for us in finance, we'll have more time to do more valuable work. And like I like to say, let's do the robot task, and let's us focus on the human tasks.
Yeah, thank you so much. Just before I hand over the microphone to Andre, I would like to put a poll. So we have questions for you guys that I'm going to open right now. So it should pop somewhere on the screen. I'm not too sure. You should have a poll tab somewhere. And we're just asking which data sources you currently use that you would like to see analyzed by AI tools. So it should be, I'm probably sharing it right now, and it's not done in 2 minutes, guys. We still have the Q&A after that. And okay, I see people voting, so you should see the poll right now. And then Andre, I'll let you, while people voting, I'll let you talk about the future of AI, maybe the vision of ZAI, how it fits into all of that, and then we can end this with Q&A in a few seconds.
All right, great. Yeah, definitely. I agree with Nicolas. The agents, for me personally, like the idea of an agent, that's the most powerful, one of the most powerful concepts that AI will bring. And this is definitely, I think, also at the center of our roadmap for the future, for sure. I believe the best way to do it now is maybe, Benjamin, you present the things that we have on the roadmap that are actually being rolled out very soon. So basically, in the very recent future, we are constantly delivering new things. So a few of the last things that we delivered are the like slicers and cross filtering across the visuals in Zebra AI. This is now already, all of it is working, and multilingual support and all that. But Benjamin can present a few more, features coming out in the next few weeks and months. For all of our existing users, and for all of you who have already tried it and are waiting for the next new feature, right? A lot of it coming out. So Benjamin, why don't you go ahead and present, and then maybe I will get back and present like a large, maybe how we see the future maybe in next year, in a few years, and what this will mean for the finance and for the BI in the future.
Great, thanks, Andrei. Yeah, so quick sneak peek into Zebra AI and some future features that are coming out. First of all, data preview and AI instructions. So we'll be able to show you basically a preview where you'll be able to see, understand some of the steps of the AI that are going on in terms of what types have been detected and etc. You can fix those up, control them, and you can even try to describe a bit more metadata about your data. So what certain columns mean, how they're related to each other, etc. So this was asked by many of our clients already. Next up, more visual options, right? So we're gonna be adding combo charts, hopefully in the beginning of next week, we'll see. And then soon after that, segmented charts with multiple scenarios being drawn concurrently on the same chart. So here you can see AC, so actuals compared to forecasts and plans, all on the same chart. Later down the line, also small multiples where you'll be able to draw multiple charts at the same time, automatically scaled between each other. So you'll be able to represent groups quite nicely. And then also for the groups, there will be the stacked chart as well. There will be an option to basically edit your dashboards, customize the visuals either via AI, just telling an agent what you want and it will fix it up for you, or you can select the different menu options by yourself manually. You'll be able to delete and add new charts and so on. And then soon after that, so somewhere in the beginning of next year, we'll start working on bringing our flagship Zebra BI tables visual for even more comprehensive analysis into Zebra AI, and this will enable even more use cases, specifically financial statements and deep nested hierarchical visuals where you would explore multiple levels at the same time. So this will be really powerful. Next after that, we'll add calculated columns. So the AI will automatically recognize when you'll ask for specific columns which are not in the original data model and include those formulas in the data model, and you'll be able to see all of the additional calculations. You'll be able to use raw formulas just as you are able to do so natively in Zebra BI tables to add additional rows in your data for even more fine-grained calculations. And in terms of data analysis, we'll also expand this and make them even more deeper, so they'll be specialized for specific use cases. Next, we'll want to enable commentary and collaboration as well. So we really want to make this collaborative, this whole experience. You'll be able to see some data, add additional comments, share it, tag your colleagues, and they'll just get a notification to see what's going on. And then also another point we'll tackle is the data cleaning and the data sources. So many users try to upload their Excel data, but they're in various different formats and they have to prepare it initially for a Zebra AI to work, but we'll actually develop an AI agent which will help you clean your data for you. And then in terms of data connections and scaling, this is why we've raised the poll, and I would really encourage you to select some options or write in the chat like what data sources would you want to see Zebra AI able to connect to and analyze. So that's really a quick recap from me, and now back to you, Andrei.
Yeah, thank you, Benjamin. We got some comments in the chat. Let me share the last part now. All right. So basically, to put what Benjamin was explaining a little bit into context, and how do we see where does it all go, right? So I prepared a really simplified picture here, basically with three important entities, which are the data sets that you have, the context of of your data, of your business, and so on, and the users. Okay, these are the three, I think, major pieces for the future of AI, especially AI agents in the role of business intelligence and data decision making, right? So, for example, with Zebra AI, currently we analyze the data sets from a couple of sources, and of course we want to expand. We want the Zebra AI to be able to connect to basically any data source out there, right? There's SAP, Microsoft Dynamics, SQL SQL servers, so relational databases, analytical, and so on. So we are definitely doing that. Then the next thing, of course, the AI agent. The reasoning of the AI agent needs to be improved and needs to be further expanded so that it can actually cover all the business areas in a typical company, like sales, finance, operations, and so on, right? And this is also obviously one huge direction of all basically AI systems, right? They're getting smarter and smarter and smarter. One part of that is just by the models themselves, and then also the tools and the agents, how they work together, what kind of tools do they understand, and what kind of business knowledge do they have. So that's all connected basically to the data sets and interpretation of the data. But there's also the context, right? What's the strategy of your company? There's a lot of knowledge that you have in your company stored in PowerPoint files, maybe somewhere on the SharePoint, maybe it's lots of like external data sources that maybe provide some context why certain prices are going down, and what's the stock market situation, if it's and market situation on certain markets where you are present as a business, and so on. So if AI agent had those knowledge, and if we knew how to fit it together with the data sets, right, and then you have data plus context, which is already much closer to deep knowledge, right? And of course this is possible, and I saw I saw chat regarding the RAG, right? And this is definitely what we are going to do in the future, starting next year, right? Support with the RAG also companies to bring this additional context, like comments from existing PowerPoint presentations, whatever, certain documents that you have internally and so on. They might explain certain data points, right? Or how this affects certain KPIs and so on. For sure, I see this as a one important future point. And then the third actor here are the users, right? What are the users' goals? If AI agent understands who exactly is the user, is this the head of sales, or is this somebody who is responsible only for one specific region, or is it a finance director, or an operational manager somewhere? If the AI agent understands who the user is, what are his key goals, key requirements for his decision making, and so on, right? Then it can personalize all the information, the stories, exactly to this user. So basically, once all the three parts are covered, then the AI agent basically understands the key elements that are needed for this transformation that we are talking about today, which is basically automatically bring data insights automatically to the right user, the right data insights to the right user at the right time, fully understanding the context, the user's goals, and the data, right? Which is like what basically we are trying to do here. Of course, we are at the start of this process, but I believe this is the future. And as a result, what will happen as a result in the future? The role of basically AI, it will be an agent. This is a very important thing. Again, repeating this, basically the users, the people, and the AI agents will work together. These are your partners. These are your consultants, your analysts, and so on, right? And then they will tell you something, they will suggest something. Maybe you will have to check, because you also check if somebody else sends you some analysis, probably, right? It's like humans, right? Only there will be quite intelligent and will get more and more intelligent each year, right? And they will have a bigger and bigger role. Not just so we will not just use this as the tool. We will use them. We will use them as our partners, agents, and we will work together with agents across all the processes, including all the finance processes, reporting processes, meetings, and so on. And those agents will take more and more work from us. Also in terms of decision making, so it will become more split decision making, more autonomous decision making on the side. It will change for sure the structure, and maybe it won't be even the dashboard anymore, right? Definitely it will not be always the same dashboard, right? Because AI has this power. It can be much more proactive and fast. In real time, it can find certain insights and just push them to you, that you see them and react and so on. So it will be much more flexible, much more human-like, actually, I believe, right? And this again, like in this central part, it will basically it all leads in my book. It all leads to like human AI collaboration, where AI agents will handle routine decision making, lots of tasks and so on, and people will have more this strategic function in thinking, in communicating, collaborating, and so on, and then finally making decisions based on that, right? So I mean, this is a full layout here of different things, but to finish now with like one vision that we have, basically, the AI, especially Zebra AI, will probably go in this direction of more or less like a personalized, newspaper, data newspaper, like the New York Times, but very smart. It knows your goals, so it will give you the right information every day at the right level. It will be automated fully, and then when you click, basically, you get an insight. Something happened, and then you click and you get to the data stories and to the dashboards that Zebra AI already is creating today. But I believe this is the next step also for Zebra AI, and then of course making sure that this agent and all the users in a company are actually collaborating around those insights and so on. So putting all the brain power together with the AI and actually thinking about, okay, what are we going to do about it, right? Which is where the value then is being created in a company. And that's how you actually get to the competitive advantage. And that would be my closing thought, right? So that's how I believe AI can actually, prove transformational and really help deliver all of those promises we were hearing from the industry in the last 20, 30 years.
Very cool, Andre. Thank you so much, everyone. We're gonna wrap this up. I hope your question was answered. By the way, guys, if you want to reach out to us on LinkedIn, feel free, write to the Zebra BI page. I'll be answering. People from the team will be answering. Thanks to our guest, Nicolas Boucher, the AI in finance Kingpin. Let's go. We got this. That was super cool. Thank you, Andre, for being here, CEO and founder of Zebra BI. Benjamin, or BI expert. Thank you so much, everyone, for showing up. You will receive the recording by email. I know that was a question. If your question wasn't answered, you have still more questions, feel free to reach out. We are super cool. Thank you, everyone, for showing up, and stay tuned. We have another webinar on December 5th about Power BI. We're doing a demo, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for showing up.
David,
appreciate it.
David, sorry,
yes.
Sorry to interrupt. I mean, you always close it.
Go ahead.
I think we have a handout just to show, right? I mean, definitely, I would like to invite everyone to try Zebra AI, right?
Oh yeah, sure. I'll put the link in the chat.
Yeah. The basic version is free, and our marketing team has prepared some special offer, I guess. So I don't even know exactly what it is, but
yeah, you're gonna get it by email.
You should check it out. I'm not sure is it on the slide.
It's a surprise, but yeah, try Zebra AI.
Let's keep it as a surprise.
I put the link in the chat and go in there. Have fun with your data, and we'll catch you soon, guys. Peace.
All right. Thanks so much. And give us feedback after you try it. So happy to work with everyone.
Bye-bye.